Okay. Seems like we're on now. All right. I want to see my channel. We'll go YouTube. I think we're good. Let's see. Let's see my channel. YouTube. I think we're good. Yeah, we're straight. I think we're good. Yeah. My fault, everybody. I don't need all that. Okay. I just wanted to see some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just wanted to see if it would, you know. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's gonna pop in or anything like that, so we'll see how that goes. Um, yeah. What the fuck? Okay, I don't give a damn about that, bro. Know what? I ain't got time for it, bro. All right. Cancel. What happened to the thing? You know what? It is what it is. It is what it is, people. It is what it is.
You want to see us in prison?
My bias
That's fine.
is I do.
Fucking hell, dude.
You want to see?
All right, hold on. Let me go to what was I just watching, bro? The fuck was I just watching?
What?
Why don't I go to my history? Bro, I'm so old, bro. Oh. I'm tweaking, dog. Let me see. Bro, I'm so old, bro. I'm tweaking, dog. Let me see. Bro, I'm so old, bro. All right, we here. We here. What I was doing was I was watching this shit.
argument about Trump's civil case. Do you have any evidence to suggest that him filing a civil suit, which is his right, is a weaponization of the justice
Sure, the
system?
vast majority of the suits that he's filed seem to be weaponization of the legal system. Look at the 2020 election suits. Basically, all of those got completely tossed because they were bogus. I mean, he's engaged in the same behavior in the past. Look at how
Donald Trump won 22 of those cases. They filed over 60.
they filed
So
64 and they won one.
Well, they won. I'm sorry. Did I say 22? It is along that two. I believe they won two. I believe they won Pennsylvania and
They won a
Wisconsin.
very small one in Pennsylvania. Maybe they won a small inconsequential one in Wisconsin, but the vast majority
Sure,
of them were
but they
lost,
did-
and none
but
of them
hold on.
were outcome determinative.
Wouldn't you agree that winning a case is setting precedent against that there was, in fact, whether it's small or not, some type of election impropriety?
He didn't engage in the conspiracy that there was a small amount of election fraud. He said that there was a widespread top-down attempt to rig the election against him. He tried to rig it in 2020, but he said that the Democrats did, and he couldn't find that proof. There were a couple ballots he got tossed on procedural things, I think in Pennsylvania, but nothing to change any of the votes of even any counties, like
Sure.
wholesale.
So, do you have any I'm gonna obviously. I think we should go back and
Here's
forth.
the thing.
but
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Right. So Destiny is about to run circles around this dude without question. Without question, bro. You know, it's going to be I think it's just going to be a bloodbath, bro. It's not really going to be much else. I mean, it's just what it's going to be, dude. Like, dude is just he looks like a goofy, and he will always look like a goofy, in my opinion. So, you know,
maybe I can ask you a couple questions, so we can, you've had ample time to ask me. What do you think? Let's just pick one out of a hat. Do you believe that the 3% GDP growth and inflation being down to 2.1% is a success or a failure?
I think
for the
inflation
Trump
is going up
administration?
now. I thought the last number was 2.7. Just as a real quick thing, I guess, but we can move on to this one. We can talk if you want. So you acknowledge then that for all of the civil suits and for the utilization of the DOJ, no president in U.S. history has used it this way. Now, maybe you think it's a good thing, but it's novel. Trump is the first one to weaponize the DOJ and to weaponize civil cases like this while in office, compared to any other president in U.S. history.
I would have to look it up, but if I will take your word for it. If no other presidents have done it, then that would mean he's the first to do it. I don't think that that's rewriting, abusing, or doing any type of weaponization of the justice system. I think that he's a citizen of this country, and if he feels like he has a lawsuit that he can file against somebody, he can. I don't see how, as long as he's doing it civilly, on his own, with his own money, and his own lawyers, I can't make that argument. I don't.
own
how does
lawyers.
Anyone can make
Cool.
an argument.
I mean, it's really easy.
the DOJ is his lawyers. That's how he's treating them, at least.
It's very obvious that the president of the United States suing you in a civil case is putting a ton of pressure on you, and it's probably a really bad thing that you have the president suing you. Like when he sues ABC and they're looking at mergers, right, for their parent companies, it's probably not good to have the president individually suing you. You know, he's the one making the final call on whether or not a merger gets approved or not, right? It's probably not good for
The Biden administration, I believe, sued. I want to say they sued Newsmax. Was it Newsmax or Fox News? They said the Biden administration had sued news organizations. I think a lot of administrations have sued news
Yeah,
organizations.
no, that's
Again,
not true. No, that never happened. That's just not true. But
Okay, sure. We could let's not do the look up everything.
sure, that's fine.
and
Well, here,
we'll
before,
move on.
I guess, then before we jump off, because we can do next topic next, like that Fox News settlement on the Dominion thing, that was just a huge lie from top to bottom, from the Trump campaign
Sure.
to Fox News hosts. There's never, ever in the left-leaning media been a case even remotely as big as that where everybody was
believe-
lying about election fraud like that, and the Dominion people, right?
I think that there's an argument to be made that there was fraud and the fraud was not caught. And look, I'm not gonna. I think after 5 years, I'm done with it. So I've moved on. But
How do you move on? Do you acknowledge that he lost in 2020 then?
I think that there was. Election interference.
Even though no evidence was brought, he lost basically every single suit. Nobody agrees that there was no point. Like Fox admitted they lied about all the Dominion stuff.
Well, actually, the vast majority of those cases were thrown out on standing. So it's not like they actually argued the facts of the cases and put them. In front
Facts of the
judge
cases
or-
are considered when you're considering standing for a case. It's not the
Sure.
judge's fault that the people were bringing up the fact that they wanted to throw out every single ballot as a result of some minor procedural issue.
Right up the street from me, in the 2020 election, a woman was arrested for having like 5,000 ballots. There was election fraud for election. I mean, I think that even the Democrats will acknowledge that election fraud does happen. So to dismiss people who have a claim, whether or not it's true or not.
No one is talking about individual claims of election fraud. Donald Trump said there was a top-down plan by the Democratic Party to rig the election.
Well,
Doesn't seem like that ever materialized anywhere.
I think that a lot of that comes from the pipes bursting and people pulling out boxes and all
Yeah,
that
all
stuff.
of that was fake. They lied about all of that. They lied about all of that.
It was on video. I mean, what about them covering? They were covering up the windows at the polling stations.
So like on the pipes bursting and the boxes under the table, it was on video, but they cut the part.
I don't want to continue streaming right now.